Hi, Trevor Hammond here with Sierra Pacific Mortgage. I've got a confession to make. I am a perfectionist. Raise your hand if you are one too. The other problem I have is I set really big goals. Goals that I'm not sure I can ever achieve. That's how I'm wired. That's what I study, and it really drives me. Now, those two things lead to what's called the gap. The gap is that distance between your ideal, that future you're striving for, and where you're really at, your reality, right? And a lot of us get stuck in this thing called the gap. It can lead to depression, frustration. It can cause people to get out of a career that they actually were thriving in. It can cause marriages to fall apart, right? Because we have this ideal of what our partner should be like, what our marriage should be like. And we compare our reality, our current state, to that ideal, and there's always that gap. Here's the thing I've learned. There will always be that gap, okay? There is no ideal. You're never actually going to reach the horizon. And for those of you that know me, I talk about this stuff quite a bit because it plagues all of us. Not everybody sets goals as big as I do, but you set big goals. I think a ton of people are perfectionists in a lot of different ways, and nothing's ever exactly the way we want it to be. So how do we solve this? Well, here's what I've learned. We always must measure where we're at today to where our starting point was. That's the key. Measure our progress, not where we're at today to where we want to be. That's the gap. So it's all about us deciding consciously to stop measuring against the ideal, that perfectionist vision we have. It's never going to happen. Okay? Set the goal. Stake that big old flag way out there on some big, hairy, audacious goal. That's great. We have to do that. It energizes us. It rallies the troops. It gets everybody behind us. But then don't measure yourself by whether or not you've achieved it. Okay? Measure your progress towards that North Star. Turn around, look back to where you were a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, and realize how far you've come. Okay, measure your progress. Again, this is my journey. I'm sharing what I've had to learn the hard way in many ways. Go home really frustrated. A quarter will go by, a year will go by, and we don't get the numbers I had hoped for. We didn't bring on the people I had hoped to bring on. I set those really big goals, remember? And I find myself really frustrated and disappointed. And am I doing it wrong? Am I not that great? Maybe I'm not. But then you go back and you look at where you were a year ago. What I've learned since then, how I've grown as a person, as a father, as a husband, as a leader, as a mentor, as a coach, as a teammate. And you realize, man, there's a lot of ways I have grown and I've progressed. So we have a rule that's up on our walls. Everybody signs it when they come work here. We call it the rules of play, the backstage rules of play, because it's really just for our internal teammates here. And one of the rules we have is measure your progress often, celebrate that progress often, while pursuing perfection. Don't stop pursuing perfection, but make sure you measure that progress and you celebrate that progress often. Have a lot of fun while you're growing. And then you'll always be happy, right? Bliss. All right, take care. Hope that was helpful for some of you. Depending on the timing that you get this. And I wish you the best. Talk soon. Bye-bye.